Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Jen. And here's her story. Hi, Ollie. Thank you for reading my story. It comes with a donation to PayPal. Recently, something became clear to me. A childhood memory was wrong. My narcissist borderline mother made us really believe she was godlike. When we lived in Arizona, we started going to a cult church called The Door. A fire and brimstone, fear of the rapture, speaking in tongues, no contact with the outside world Christian cult. The strange thing, though, before the night my parents repented, they got saved. They were total hedonists. Overnight, they were able to put up the appearance of two totally changed people. They weren't married then, but they got married within 2 weeks at a Sunday service in front of the whole church congregation. They threw out every worldly or secular bit of stuff that we owned. No music, no TV, nothing, just church. Church everything. Church was our life. My mom and coward stepfather totally immersed herself in Bible studies, retreats, potlucks, speaking in tongues and being baptized in the Holy Spirit. The Door is well known for emotionally and spiritually abusing the children of the congregation. I was scared shitless of being left behind in the rapture, Armageddon, Mark of the Beast, etc. The church would make us watch terrifying movies depicting life if you were to be left behind. My mom loved dropping comments like, "You know, Jen, God talks to me in my dreams. If there's anything he wants me to know about, anything you may have done and you aren't telling me, he tells me in my dreams." Right, and this is where the narcissist makes you think, because they're telling you that God is talking to them, thereby making them God. I'm God. She would make me fear even one wrong move I may make in thoughts or actions, as it may be that moment the rapture happens and I'll be left behind. She believed the Holy Spirit had blessed her with the gift of hospitality. An absolute joke. No, she didn't. She's a con artist. She's a con artist. Yeah, she knew how to put on a good show for church folks, stopping in for coffee and muffins. If they only knew the abuse going on shortly before and after their visits. If they only knew the monster she really was. She would drag me around the house by the hair for having an expression on my face she didn't like. Always the expressions. Oh, get that look off your face. What does that? Or I'll smack it off. And she did. Oh, it's so damaging. Those hits. I don't even understand. I can't see my... They smack the look of unhappiness they cause. She would make me feel awful for asking for anything and call me manipulative. She would beat the shit out of me with anything. No object was off limits. She would tell me my hair always looked greasy. It didn't. Now I see I was adorable. I wet the bed until I was 10 years old and I had freaking night terrors. God told my mother the reason this was happening is the unicorn poster in my bedroom, and since in her opinion the unicorn is a demonic creature, the poster came down and I was no longer allowed anything unicorn. 1984 and I wasn't allowed unicorns. Any gift at that point was in the trash. If it had anything to do with unicorns, it was so fucking embarrassing. She should have taken me to a doctor. At the age of 4, I remember having the realization that a day didn't go by without my mother hurting me physically. I suffered migraines starting at the age of 5 and would vomit and lose most of my vision with the pain. She would put me in the shower and leave me till the water went cold while I was vomiting. She never took me to the doctor because she knew she was the source of the pain. That's why. Fear of exposure. It's always fear of exposure. Oftentimes my migraines were at the end of a full day of abuse. I hate her. She should have taken me to the doctor. So here is the memory I've been wrong about for years. A little background on my dog, Ralph. We got him as a puppy when I was 8 years old. He was a coon hound. He was my best friend. My mom would beat Ralph, yell at him, etc. Pretty much dole out the same abuse on him as she did on all of us. One day I came home from school and my mom greeted me at the door with what I thought was over-the-top worry, but now I see it was just really bad acting. Jen, she says, Jen, Ralph got out and I can't find him. I've been driving around for hours and I can't find him. We lived in a place called Prescott on the outskirts of town. Near the Ponderosa Pines and country roads. I was worried sick. My coward dad was worried sick. I cried a lot that night. One day of searching for our dog turned into a week of searching, crying, worrying, migraines. About a week's time, one afternoon, my mom says, in a prayer today, God sent me a message, Jen. Get in the car. I didn't even ask. I just did as she said. We started driving up the country road a few miles into the pines until the road went to dirt. We drove until the road ended and we parked. Mom honked the horn a few times and like a miracle from God, emaciated Ralph called out of the woods and let out the most beautiful hound dog bellow. Oh my God, she left this dog. And you're just figuring this out now, right? What's so obvious? He was a saggy bag of bones, but he was happy to be rescued. He was almost dead and scared. My mom smirked and took all the credit for her divine gift, her direct connection with God and how she found Ralph. She was the hero. For years I thought of that story and even told it a few times. I was amazed while witnessing it happen, and I've always been kind of mystified by it. How my mom saved our family hound dog until I recently figured out that cunt probably took Ralph out in the woods in the first place. Of course she did. Because she's a scam artist. The day I moved out at the age of 18, the night terror stopped and never returned. When I was 18, I left my parents and 5 younger siblings. I'm 44 now, and I've stayed far away from them. No contact. I still suffer from migraines a few times a year. My sons are now 20 and 24. If my mother, that monster, were to walk in the room, they wouldn't even know who she is. They wouldn't recognize her. I just thought I would share this story of how, when looking back, sometimes a light bulb goes on and sheds light on the narcissist tactics and lies. Thanks, Ollie. You do a great job. We appreciate you, Jen. And it's unbelievable how long you carried this for decades. This ridiculous belief. This ridiculous belief now that you look back on it. And because you're a child in the abuse, I mean, of course now, of course it's so obvious. So obvious. She's trying to make you believe she's God. And she has this gift. And it's all a manipulation. And when you realize, holy shit, the curtain was down right there. There was the sleight of hand. She tipped her hand. And you didn't see it for decades. For decades. And even being no contact for as long as you have been, it took you this long to put your finger on it. Oh my God, this was obvious bullshit. Obvious bullshit. How do you just starve a dog and you leave the dog in the woods to starve like that? God told me where to go, and just, come on. And you are right about your stepfather. What a fucking coward. What a coward. These cults, I'm telling you, they don't believe it. These overly religious narcs are atheists. Are atheists for in real life because it's about them. It's about, I'm God. I have the relationship. He talks to me, thereby making me God. Crazy. Crazy. But the narcissist will have you believing the most ridiculous things for years. For years. And when you look back, you just kind of got to laugh and shake your head like, wow. Wow, the depths that she went to make herself into a god. The veil slipped right in front of you. I mean, to manipulate a child like that, and to let the dog starve and then take credit for saving it. It's the ultimate hero's complex. I'm here to save. It's like the arsonist who starts his own fire. The arsonist who's like a firefighter who starts his own fire just so they'll be called to put it out. That's what you had there. So, thank you so much for your contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Hope this helped. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and expanding, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, or even a political video, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.